Hi, everyone. Just wanted to take you through a few quick things on academic approach to help you get some assessments set up. Obviously, we're pushing into reteaches and reassessments for SAT stuff as we push towards our April assessment dates. And I know that this is not a program all of you are super familiar with. So I want to take you through how to create an assessment easily. Obviously, one place to start is assessments. And if you go here, um, you can see on the left-hand side that it'll, anything you've created or been shared with you. The easiest way, though, is to go to pre-made assessments. There are lots of different filters here. You can obviously filter by your subject. So I'm a math guy. And you can also filter by standards. You can click through, you have the ability to go through Common Core standards or the SAT domains. I think the way that the questions are identified based on your results, this is one of the easier ways to go through. So like you could see PSDA is problem solving and data analysis and break it on down from there. But obviously you can also go to the Common Core standards as well. One other thing you can do if you were looking at results and just knew a specific thing you want, you can always just search, and I could type in PSDA here, and it will show me all of the quizzes that they've already made for that particular kind of standard domain. Obviously, we can clear all this and whatever. If you see something you do want to use, you could just click on this blue button. It will show you what the quiz is. So you can get an idea what the questions are asking. You have the ability to click Add to My Library, and that will just house this for you. It won't assign it, but that way, if you have something you want to be able to find it easily, you can click that. You can also assign it, and I'll take you through that in just a second. Or you could print it. If you press this button, it's just going to create a PDF for you. And you have the option at this stage to print it with the answers or without. If you print it with the answers, just so you know, it's not going to show up on a separate page. It shows up. I'll open this thing up for you. Basically, the right answer is just underlined. So you obviously won't want to choose that option if you're wanting to share that with kids in any way. So I want to take you through a second way you can create assessments, and then I'll go through further, how to share with students and whatever. I really like, and I know a lot of you already used this Skills Insight report. So I clicked Reports at the top and go into Skills Insight. And when you do, sometimes this auto-populates, sometimes it does not. But once I fill in what I want, let's say I want to look at the juniors and their math stuff, and you update, it will create, first of all, it will take all of our students and place them in the different score bands. And it also lists each of the standards in order of priority deemed by academic approach as where we could possibly gain the most points. Okay, and so we can see what that really boils down to is which standards have the most questions on the test generally, and then obviously what percent we got correct out of those. If you click on one of these standards, you'll see that it gives you further details onto what exact skills are required in order to achieve this standard at a certain skill level, right? So it kind of breaks down by those score bands what is going to be asked on these questions. So on the little eyeball, you can see what an example of the question along with the right answer. And so if you just kind of want to get an idea of how it looks at these different score bands, and then obviously you have this ability to click on Mastery Quiz, and it takes you back the same kind of page that you were on if you click through assessments. And so before I finish the description of how to assign them, I want to show you one other quick thing. Actually, I changed my mind. If you say, here's the deal, I want to assign this to students. Um, if you use academic approach as the way to assign it, the one you're going to have to tell them what. Well, first of all, you're going to have to decide whether you want a printable or a digital one. So if you want them to work here in academic approach using their accounts, then obviously you're going to have to pick a due date. You can change the title to whatever you want. That's pretty standard stuff. But then you're going to have to decide who to assign it to. You should already have your grade level or your different class periods grouped here. So you can assign it to just each certain class periods. You could also assign it to the entire graduating class if you wanted. And you see at the bottom, I have a couple score bands created. So for instance, if you have some differentiated assignments that you would like to give to different students, you can say, I'm going to give maybe an easier assignment to the score band 1519 and a harder one to the score band 2024 and so on. But that's not automatically loaded. So I want to show you how to create those score bands, those groups, I should say. So if you go back to your report with the Skills Inside report and you click on one of these bars, you'll notice that it says click to view students and standards by band. So if I click on the 15 to 19 group, first of all, it changes which standards and what they deem to be the most highest priority. And if you click this button, create score band group, when you click on that, it says success, visit group here. And if you click on this, it will open up a new window, or a new tab, I should say, and it has automatically placed all of the students that fell in that score band here into this group roster. So you can see the individual students that are there. You could also, if you think, you know what, this kid didn't do their best this day, like I think they belong in a different group, you can remove them from the group. You could also look for a student that maybe didn't fall in there, but you would like to group with them for assignment purposes and decide to add a student there as well. And then you can click save. Once you've done that, that is what will allow when you're assigning to students. That's where down at the bottom with my groups, those things are popping up from. So I wanted to show you that so you had an easy way to disseminate like differentiated assignments to different groups. Obviously, you can always, take one of these pre-made quizzes, print it as a PDF, upload it to Illuminate, and do it that way. Seems like more trouble than it's worth. Every student has a login for academic approach. That's how they took the SAT diagnostic in the first place. I'll share with you guys the student login information. What I found while we were actually doing this assessment was that any student that said they couldn't log in was either typing their own email address in incorrectly, typing their password in incorrectly, or just fibbing and trying to get away with not taking the assessment. For every student, I logged in using the student's information. I saw that it worked. I told them, hey, that's weird. It works for me. I wonder if you should try this. Like, type in this exact thing, chatted them the username and the password, and all of a sudden it worked. So all of these students I've confirmed they have accounts, they have passwords, it's working correctly. So it might be easy to just assign students work through this. If you have any questions, obviously let me know. Ask Jess or Lars as well, and we're happy to help. I hope this was useful. Have a great day.